you'll play e6 when you want to get a really strong attack on this stone at c9. But because white is able to treat these two stones as light, I'm not sure how good of an attack it is. So if black were to jump here, white gets to continue the attack on these two stones, and this stone still has some issues of its own. So I'm not in love with this fight for black. So I think what I probably would have done is either double pincer, either high or low, both are okay, or just come into the corner, with the idea being that there is still that invasion at c11 later on that you can take advantage of, or something at b11, or even just the Hane at b13. I think this would be all totally okay for both players. I'm a little surprised by the jump and then the 3-3, because you typically, you might see this more when the stone is here. When the stone is high, I'm not sure I like this quite as much, because you can. Yes, I get it hurts these stones a little bit more, and there is some aji here that white can be considering. So it's an unusual sequence. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is wrong with it, but it does feel a little bit weird to have this white strength here and allow these two stones to get so severely attacked. So I think I would be a little bit uncomfortable here as black. Okay, so this is all fine. I haven't seen this move by black before. This kind of jump at r8. I think because the ladder does not work for black in this direction. Right, I don't think this works. I don't think black can really play this way. And because if the ladder doesn't work, then obviously black can't play that way. If the ladder works, and if you play here and then white connects, yes, this ladder doesn't work, but you can actually give up this stone and instead go after the corner, and you can even get the Satarian first and then go up to the corner, which would be a very good result for white. So this jump at r8 just leaves a little bit too much weakness here. I would have much rather see black either extend to r7, extend up to q6, or just Tanuki and play elsewhere. There's just too much odds left over here. A little bit of a missed opportunity. I think the cut is quite powerful. And you'll notice that every time I'm cutting on the inside, the reason why I'm cutting on the inside is you cut on the outside, and black gets the Panuki here. Black can sacrifice this stone and still feel okay with the result. This is still a perfectly reasonable result for black, because this Panuki on the outside is worth quite a lot of points, and black gets to keep the corner. But if you don't want to Atari on the outside, you want to Atari on the inside, because the value of this Panuki is not nearly as powerful as the value of the outside Panuki. I'm not sure what white accomplished with these stones. You're getting a little bit of a wall, but black has made really solid territory here. Right, and if you don't play this move, not to say you need to play it, but if you don't play this move, black gets to play here, which is obviously hurting these four stones pretty significantly. So I think this is a nice result for black here. I would probably just extend one more. The reason being is that this cut is quite painful, because now black can Hane here, or cut here. If black cuts, excuse me, obviously these three stones get captured, which is a terrible result for black. You would cut on this side. I apologize. And this is not really a great result for black in this instance, because black is going to lose the stone or lose the corner, and these stones on the outside have enough thickness where they're going to be okay for now. Oop, I don't know what happened there. Sorry. So yeah, that looks like what's happened. So here, instead of hunting, black should just extend one more. Hane, yep. Down, yep. Yeah, this attach, it seems a little bit questionable. Oop, I don't know why. Sorry. I'm not sure why I keep saying that. There we go. This Hane here seems a little questionable. I would be perfectly fine as black just taking the territory in the corner and trying to fix the weakness that I have here. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why black wouldn't want to be targeting this. This seems much more natural than targeting the outward influence over here. This Hane probably is, this Hane is exactly the trick that white is trying to get, because white's trying to get this move here.
Yeah, the thing I was thinking of when I first moved at Q8, I didn't misread the ladder, which is kind of embarrassing. But after that, that's why I pushed, and I thought creating a wall would just work with my stones on the left. I was trying to keep a global strategy going. That was my idea. But I did see that S6. Once I got the Hane at R11.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I thought it would break away from the global strategy. That's why.
I get you. I'm just sorry. I'm just more concentrated on this Q3 move.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of Aji here. So while black has no issue living, white wall gets super thick. And so what I would actually probably rather see here is black playing the connect here. If white comes here, you can cut. If white comes here, you play underneath. So I think that this move at Q3 is a little questionable by black. It just seems like it's inviting danger. And, so all of these moves here are sent down the group, basically. Yeah, that's why I was suggesting to cut here first, because black really can't afford to give up these stones, because then these 4 stones become in danger. So if black were to choose to play here, white plays here. These white stones are perfectly alive. There's still some Aji here, because let's say black plays elsewhere. Block. If you play here, then these stones get captured. If you play here, white plays here, black plays here, white plays here, plays here, and then these stones still get captured. So there's still quite a lot of Aji that exists here. So white can't really afford to give up these 3 stones, which means that at this point in time, white should play here now. If white plays here first, that changes how much black needs to value these 3 stones. Because now if you cut, now this is a viable option, and you just say, okay, I'm going to capture these stones, and I can give up these in a little bit better of a way. So it's something that black can consider, because white still needs an extra move over here. Okay, so white got it anyway, but this is a pretty large corner, so it's not a terrible result for black. Yeah, but black chose to play here. So kind of all going exactly what I was saying. These weaknesses here for black are just things that black doesn't want to deal with. Much better just to connect here directly. Okay. This type of shape is really uncomfortable for black, because when black has this, I wouldn't call this a thick wall, but it's to a certain degree a wall. You don't want to use your wall to make second line territory, right? You want to use your wall to invade at the 3-3. The problem is you don't have the strength to do that right now, because if you do, you're going to run into some issues with these stones. And now these stones are very close to dying. So black is forced to play this type of second line move and not use its wall effectively here. So a little bit uncomfortable for black at this point. Although, if black's able to find a way to live locally in Sente, Okay, so white. Okay, great. I was thinking about this. White just said, you know what? Fine, live here. You're not getting much territory here. I can capture. This was a really good move, Mike, to not get caught up in this S16 move. And taking a second, just saying, you know what? I'm going to back off, and I'm going to try to make use of these stones down here to attack this. This is really good timing.
Thanks.
This move is a little bit questionable. It's very easy for white to come out and just play here. So I'm not too sure what black was trying to accomplish with this move. I think if you're going to do anything here, you would probably choose to jump. But, unless you're able to kill these stones, which I don't think you can at this point, I'm not sure what the value of this is. Because now you're just making this heavier. And obviously these stones can't be killed. So a little bit confusing here. Okay. That's all fine. Rather than, I guess, okay, I understand. It's all fine. It just feels, I don't know, it feels very comfortable for white. I do think that the value of a Q17 is still quite large, or even, at some point in this fight, if you could have found Sente, rather than answering this, or maybe you can't ignore, I'm not sure. Yeah, you don't really have a good time to ignore. I'm trying to think, because this follow up move here, if white plays away, is really quite large, because it's attacking not only getting this large amount of territory and strengthening the position here, but it's also attacking these two stones. So while I still think this is obviously a large move here and might be worth the value in the corner, I just am mindful that it is a little painful to allow black to get this R16 move. And black's playing elsewhere. Interesting. I think the fights are revolving around either this move at Q17 or something over here to try to surround these groups. I don't think that it's possible for this move to be large enough. When these stones down here and these two stones in the upper right are still weak. So again, kind of with that same vein, this does help this N17 stone, but I still think it is bigger to either play Q17 and try to preserve some of the corner, or try to attack these stones here, which is kind of my first thought. Because the problem is it's hard for white to run, or black to run. You can try to seal it in. Maybe you can start a crow fight, but it's going to be a little bit of a tough battle for black, I believe. So what happened here? So black did get this Hane here. I'm not sure why white didn't play here now. This move no longer matters. This stone, black is really over concentrated. So the black getting this stone at Q16 is not that big a deal. So rather than connect here and allow black to get an even larger corner in Sente, it would be better just to give up this one stone. And now, black's corner is fairly well reduced. White's perfectly alive here. And yeah, black gets a little bit more here, but loses that out in the corner. Whereas all of this is largely in Sente, because if you play elsewhere, black pushes through, cuts. This is obviously quite painful. Okay. I don't like making these moves unless I have to, this type of diagonal move. And in this instance, you don't really have to. You can just choose to play here. If you need to play this later on, that's okay. But I don't want to make this move until I have to, because I played here. Now white has the option to either extend or Hane. I want white to commit to one before I play this move. And it's a subtle difference, but if white plays here, later on, black can potentially play here instead of this. Now, it might not always come up, but imagine if black had a stone here at some point, right? And then black got, a move here. There is a universe in which you would rather have the stone You'd rather have the stone here than have the stone here. So when you're thinking about whether or not you should try to make that tiger's mouth, that's the reason for it. If you're not going to be cut off in the same way that like this stone at J7, white can't play here because black will be able to connect out without issues. And these stones are alive, no problem. So if you don't have to worry about that, then I think better just to extend. It's a very subtle difference, but it will definitely help to leave open those options later. It's all about preserving Aji. I'm mindful that we're almost at the hour. I think this cut by black is just too aggressive here. I think black has to play here. I'm not sure what black's really hoping to accomplish on this left side of the board because white's already perfectly alive here. And so now what's really happening is black's just created another weak group for itself without fixing its first weak group. I'm not sure why black is valuing this one stone by playing here. I think if I were black, I would just try to capture these stones. Maybe you can't, but I think that black wants to get out, and I'm not sure that this move here is the best way to do it because white doesn't need to care about these two stones here. White can just capture this whole group, and that's more than enough for white. And later on, white can consider trying to attack these stones. So I think if I were black here, I would probably try standing once or twice and seeing what happens there, or potentially even netting and seeing how that goes, which might be a little bit more profitable. I think I'm just a little bit of spitballing, but I'm just not sure the value of this one stone here. I guess the idea is that by playing here, you can connect out and keep the attack open. But these two stones, white doesn't need to care about. White just needs to capture this, and white will be way more than ahead. We'll be certainly doing well in this fight with black still having to figure out how to live here. So I think a little bit of a loss here for black.
Just be mindful of the time.
Yeah. I'll end it here, but just thinking about the fight, this seems like a very profitable fight for white because you have to think, what did black actually get here? 5-6 points, but white has solidified this entire side. And black still needed an extra move here too. So I'll go ahead and end it here unless you have any questions, Mike. But
no, this profitable fight was the reason I won the game. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yep. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining, and I will catch you all next week.
Recording stopped.
All right, guys. I'm gonna take a little break.
Thank you, Michael. Have a good one.
And then I'm gonna play some live games. So I'll be back. Then thanks for watching.
All right. Can everyone?
You know what?
Okay?
I'm wondering if I should just leave this on for you guys.
You very well.
I don't know. Do you guys want to watch Colossus play?
Yeah, just checking my audio.
Yeah. Once you get burned,
All right, I'm gonna actually end it here, guys. But I'll be back very soon. Usually I stream at 8, which is in an hour. I might start early, so I'll start at 7:30. So I'll see you guys then if you want to come back. All right, take it easy.
I'm here, Emperor Pilaf.
Or Pilaf.